Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel Tea&Art. I hope you all are well. So let's start today's video. So today I am super excited to share with you this silicone rubber by Let's Resin, and I received two types of silicone rubber from Let's Resin. So these are the two kits. I haven't tried the Let's Resin silicone rubber yet. I use only one type that I always tell you about, and it's a very high quality silicone rubber. So this is my first time, so I'm opening the kit here, and in this kit I get two bottles, and here is the bottle. I get part A and part B in this kit here. So I think the color of this silicone is teal. So this is the second kit here. So in this kit again I get two bottles. It's 1:1 A to B, and it's this silicone color is I think purple. So today I will be using one of the kit here. So let's start the video. So these are my crystals that I went to a gem show and I hand collected them myself. So I was asked so many times to show you how to make crystal molds. So today we will be doing that. So first of all, you need a container, and this is my container. It's actually a yogurt pot, and I just cut it up. So here we will start the project. So for this I will be using this high viscosity UV resin by Jdiction. So I have a discount code available for this resin in my description here if you like to treat yourself. So starting off, I will be using so one thing I want to tell you, that you can use a heat gun if you are starting out, but this UV resin will give a very precise and neat formation of the crystal. So I will be putting up the crystal, and then I will be using this UV lamp by Let's Resin. This is again an amazing UV lamp, and I will put the link for this UV lamp in my description. So I will be putting crystal one by one. So now this is really up to you how you want to form your crystal formation. Best thing is that you just go online or you can buy crystal clusters and just watch them how the crystal formation is made. So this part is really up to you. I'm just showing you how to make one because I got so many requests when I show you the crystals that I make. So this was actually a very highly requested video. So this is going to take me some time because I'm putting up the crystals one by one and then thinking of the area where I have to place the next crystal. And the UV lamp will be totally on the whole time because I will be using this a lot. So as you can see, I'm putting a drop of UV resin and then I am putting up my crystal. So one important thing I have to tell you is that you need to buy crystals that are of a good quality. They have a beautiful shine to them. You don't have to buy the crystals that are matte. In this way, if you buy the matte crystals, the results of the crystal will be matte. So we really don't want that. Because we need a very shiny and crystal clear crystal cluster. So this is going to take some time. You need to be really careful at this step because this is the time when you're making your crystal clusters for the mold. So I have a video where I made tiny crystal clusters with Herkimer diamonds, and I will link here up here and try to put it in description also. So that process took me a lot of time because the crystals were very tiny. This is actually going to be a bit quicker than that one because the crystals are bigger. So in this way you can make bigger crystal cluster molds also. It's the same process. So some crystal points were giving me a bit hard time because the base was not so leveled. So most of the time I had to hold them just to get them cured. So I will, I think, link some of the crystals on the side of the screen here that are mostly shiny. So you can look for those crystals if you want to make a high quality crystal mold here. This can be your business also. So you have to invest one time in buying crystals that are of good quality, and then you can make profit out of it. So slowly I can see that the crystal is forming itself. So although it's not natural because I'm making the shape myself, but still it's lovely because I'm using natural crystals for this. So you get the idea what I'm talking about. So I will just continue on making the cluster and you just enjoy the process. So one crystal cluster is made. I will be making another one also here. So I will be doing the same steps. And I will be using variety of crystals for this. So both of my crystal clusters are done. So let's make mold out of them. So I have taken my silicone rubber here and it do tells you that it's self-leveling, it degasses itself, so and it's odorless and to some extent it's heat resistant. So let's see. So this is my scale and it's 1:1. So my container is ready and now I will be pouring. It's 1:1, super easy to mix. So I'm pouring the part B first. I always pour a part B first if it's resin or it's my silicone, because part B is a bit on the lighter side and it's, you can say, on low viscosity, so you can mix really easily. And now it will be part A. So one thing is that they are both of the same color, so I really don't know when they are mixed, but I will follow the instructions that say 4 to 5 minutes. So the silicone that I mix is a bit on the thicker side. So let's see the consistency of this one. So I actually was surprised that it has a very low viscosity, meaning it was really easy to mix. I really didn't had to struggle to mix it. So I will be just mixing it for around 5 minutes, making sure all the edges and corners, scraping it again and again. So it's all been mixed now, and now I will be just pouring it into the housing. And fingers crossed that it's mixed properly. Just to be extra careful, I'm mixing it a lot. So you can see the crystals that are made. So hopefully I get a beautiful result. So slowly pouring from the side. And I think this is not going to be enough, so I will be mixing a little more later on. So it's good that I didn't mix extra, because mixing extra causes a lot of trouble, but you need to keep something around if there is extra silicone, so you can pour it quickly. So after this batch, I had to mix another one to fill this up. So after that, I left it to cure for a day, and I have to fill it the second day and made a second batch. So now it's all done. So this is the next day, and I'm super excited, and fingers crossed I'm going to demold it. I think it has been cured really nicely. And I am actually impressed by the quality of the silicone here. So you can use scissors. I'm just using my X-Acto knife to cut the container. So here we go, and I can see the crystals. So let's start removing them out of the mold. So as I told you that I used UV resin, so underneath some of the area the resin was not cured, so I'm using my UV lamp again. So it's all now cured. Now it's time to remove the crystals. Some of the crystals are placed individually, so you can see that they are a bit separate from each other. So this is another thing, if you want to make separate crystal molds, so this is the thing, this is the way you can make them. But I will be connecting this all to make it into a one crystal cluster mold. So here you can see that this way I will be cutting the extra silicone that is in between the cluster mold, and then I will get a bigger mold here. You will see later on what I'm talking about. At the moment I'm just removing the crystals. So you can see the crystals are coming out nicely. Some of them are a bit bigger, so they are just taking a little bit of struggle. So some of the crystals were a bit hard to remove, so I'm using my pliers very carefully. I'm just removing them, so you can see they are coming out easily. Just a little bit of help for my pliers. So all of the crystals are out of the mold now. So this is how the mold looks like. And what I was telling you about, that I will be removing the silicone in between the gaps. This is how I will be cutting it. So now we are ready to pour some resin into the mold. Here I am using my airless by Resineers to remove bubbles from the resin. So I have mixed a low viscosity resin here, and it's now set for 9 minutes. So let the magic happen in the airless. So it's been done now. The bubbles are removed. So I will be mixing my colors here. So I'm going a little bit different this time. I usually use purple, reds and pinks. So this time I thought I'll just go with something else, and I'm going to replicate a sort of amber color. So I'm using this is not alcohol ink. This is a transparent epoxy pigment, and I have used some drops of yellow. And now I'm mixing it. So I will link these colors in my description. These are amazing and they give a very beautiful color to the crystals, and you will see that in a minute. I always get asked a lot that what pigments I use. So I use transparent epoxy pigments. So now I'm adding a little bit of brown because I'm going towards amber. So get a beautiful result. If you want, you have to use a low viscosity resin. In this way you get a beautiful cluster out of your mold. So now I'm pouring my resin into the mold. So very carefully I'm pouring the resin into the mold here. So creating a little bit of effect. Now I will be adding a little bit of brown pigment directly into the mold. Just a little drop here and there. And I will be topping this with the clear resin. So very slowly I'm pouring my resin because I really don't want any bubbles. So this is done and poured, and now I will be putting resin into one of my molds, another one. So here I have taken again my clear epoxy. To this I will be adding a little bit of yellow epoxy pigment and then the brown one. And here is the mold. Now I will be pouring the resin into the mold. You can see such a beautiful amber shade is formed. So after pouring, I still had some leftover resin, so I decided to make something extra. So I have taken my Drizzy mold. That's a big inlay mold, and then I just put this inlay into a circular mold that I have according to the size. So I will link this video above here so you can see how you can make these crystal molds. So I have a little bit of resin and I'm just pouring it onto the cluster here. In my mind, I'm thinking of creating something extra, so that's why I'm doing that. I really don't want to waste anything here. And then I have clear resin. I will be topping this. It's going to be a very thin layer, but I know that what I will be doing with this one. So super excited about that. So again, I will leave everything to cure. So see you next day. So this is the next day and I am super excited about demolding here. So let's see how this looks like. So it's really cold these days in UK and the resin is not curing really nicely. So this took me more than 1 day. So you can see the result here. It's so beautiful. I just love it. Amazing. Just remove the other one. And again, a beautiful, beautiful cluster here. Amazing. I just love it. And now it's the time to see the other mold. So I usually use the platinum silicon to make my crystal cluster more. So this is a test for this one. So let's see how it looks like. So I just want to let you know that this silicon is on a harder side. So that's why you can see me a little bit of struggling. So I think this one didn't cure really well. I don't know what happened here. So I was not so happy about demolding this one. So this actually got into a fail territory, but still I wanted to show you. So that's why I'm putting this here. This was a bit on the fail side. The resin in this one didn't cure because I used the same resin in both molds, but other one was cured so nicely, but this one, I don't know what happened here. So the trouble was that my resin was not cured and I was trying to take it out. So I left that one and now I'm removing the other one, the other crystal mold, a crystal cluster. So let's see if this one comes out. So after struggling a lot, I managed to pull one of the crystal cluster out of the mold. I was successful. So I wanted to show you this whole process I went through. So this is how it looks like. It is lovely. I just love how the amber color came out. But the second one was a fail. It didn't cure. One thing I was thinking that I might be, if I left it for a day more, it might have cured, but I don't know. Something happened here and it was just a fail. So I'm just pulling it out. So that cluster was giving me a hard time, so I just left it and I was just embracing the other one. It looks lovely, so I will try a second time, don't worry. So just I'm going to demold this one. So you can see the blob over there. So that one was the other one. I just took out the mold and made something blob out. I just took my stress on this one. So yeah, that's the blob over there. So now let's see how this one looks like. This is the same resin and now this is also cured, but I don't know why this happened into that mold. So I'm just removing my inlay really carefully. So you can see, as I told you, that it was going to be a thin layer, but I know that I was going to make some artistic base, so that's why it's really fine. So I got some crystal clusters off the mold here. So I might be using this. I will be showing you what I thought about these little ones. Super sparkly. I'm just loving it. On whole, I'm just loving the color of the crystals here, the amber effect that I wanted. I got that effect, but I got some mishaps, so not to worry about that. I will pour second time. So this is how it's looking like, super shiny and a bit on the creative side. So this is what I thought about that. I'll put some crystals on this one and it's going to be an art piece. So this is the bigger cluster, and all in all, I love how the mold turned out to be. So the main thing was that I am showing you how to make mold for the crystal cluster. So that's the thing, but don't worry, I'll show you the end product. So this is poured and now I will be demolding this in front of you. So this is hard. I made sure of that because I myself wanted to see the results. So I wanted to see how they look like. So this is out of the mold, and actually this one came before well also. So I know how this one looks like, but I want to see the other one that was destroyed totally before. So let's see how this one looks like. Yes, I'm so happy it is out of the mold, and I just love it because I added a little bit of different crystals in this one. So it turned out to be amazing. I just love it, and it's all done now. So we learned from the mistakes. I would have waited and left that resin to cure, but I was, I think, impatient about that. But the thing is that I poured the same resin into all the molds, but some of them are cured and some not. That is the mystery of the resin. But all in all, I'm so happy about the project here, and this was actually a requested video, and I wanted to show you how you can make your own crystal cluster molds. So I'm just removing the excess resin, that's it. The look of the crystal is so earthy, perfect amber color. And this was the one that I made before. So these are the little clusters that I put in between the crystal here. So let's just put everything together and see how it looks like. So this is really up to you how you like to place it. I was just putting different crystals to see how it looks like. All in all, this was a fun project, also a tutorial on showing you how you can make your crystal cluster molds. So here I will be showing you something that I was talking about. So this is the inlay mold. It has some of the leftover resin on it. So I'm just removing it. So you can take these tiny pieces, and with the UV resin you can put them onto the crystals here, tiny ones, and it can create a beautiful effect on your clusters. So I hope you get the idea what I was talking about. So this is how I just did made some of them. So it looks amazing. So I just used to want to put some UV resin in between so they get cured. So it gives a lovely different effect to the crystal cluster. So I hopefully if you use different colors, it will make it more pop up. So these are all done now. Let's see the final look. And this is the final look of the crystals here. Perfect and beautiful. I am happy about this project, and I hope you like it too. So in my mind, I will be buying a wooden canvas and a circular one, and I will be putting this on there, and then I will be putting the crystals, and then I will be making it into a wall decor. I was actually searching for a circular wooden canvas, and I couldn't find the size that I was looking for. So that's why I'm just showing you and giving you some ideas here what you can do with this. So I hope you like them, and if you did, please do let me know in comments. And also I will link the Let's Resin silicone rubber in my description because it's amazing and it is perfect for making your crystal molds here. So that's it for today, and if you did like the video, please do let me know in comments, and also please like, subscribe and share. Thumbs up if you like the video, and if you haven't subscribed, please consider do so, and take good care of yourself. Bye bye.